Coming up on Look Today, well, SPAC, in conjunction with the Ballston Spa School District, unveiled the new 5th grade dance residency yesterday. We were there, I've got details. And we've got an update on the search warrant that led to the drug bust at 16 Cherry Street in Saratoga. More on that coming up. And the Adirondack Health Institute promotes 2 people to the roles of executive director. We've got those details. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm J. Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Garland Nelson. He's a musician and community organizer. We're joined by his daughter, Imani, and they're here to talk about his presentation of Shout It Out. It's a workshop on the tradition of African American music, and it's happening this weekend as part of the Dance Flurry celebration. I also sit down with Drew Calley. He's a spiritual medium, and he's here to talk about his unique gift and the exciting event that's happening at the Universal Preservation Hall. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, the Saratoga Performing Arts Center, in conjunction with the Ballston Spa School District, presented the new 5th grade dance residency at the Malta Avenue School in Ballston Spa yesterday. Well, since January 9th, the entire 5th grade at the Malta Avenue School had been participating in a weekly dance marathon led by professional dancers from Broadway. Well, yesterday's recitals featured all 70 students from the 5th grade. Now, we spoke to Sharon D'Agostino. She's a principal for the Malta Avenue Elementary School.
It truly was. It was a culmination of about 5 or 6 weeks of work with our students. Wonderful collaboration between SPAC and the students, and really came out as a phenomenal event.
That's just so fantastic. Hey, you know what? We also spoke to Dennis Munch. He's the director of youth education at SPAC.
Program, it's a so it's a 5-week dance program. We visited students here twice a week for 5 weeks. We taught them swing dancing, hip hop dancing, and Broadway style dancing. And our 3 teachers, that one of them was up here the entire time and lives in the area. His name is Eric Hatch. Was a Broadway dancer for a long time in West Side Story, Mary Poppins, many Broadway shows. And we also brought up 2 dancers from New York City. And they are also from the Broadway community.
Now, we're running a little tight on news tonight, but we do have video of the students, which we will show you tomorrow night. In other news, well, here's an update on a story we told you about yesterday. Saratoga police officers executed a search warrant. When they did, heroin and fentanyl were found at 16 Cherry Street. Now, police officers were suspicious after high traffic was observed going in and out of the residence. Well, an investigation into the case led to that search warrant. We spoke to Lieutenant Robert Gilson of the Saratoga Springs Police Department. He's in the investigation unit.
When we did the search, it involved us, the state police, the sheriff's office, as well as some representatives of the Drug Enforcement Administration. They gave us a hand in conducting the search warrants, but we knew going in that there was a possibility of fentanyl or heroin being in the house there, as that's what the intelligence that we gathered led us to believe.
Now, we also spoke to the lieutenant about those who were involved in the incident.
Right now, we arrested Mr. Boyce and Mr. DeSanto that were in 16 Cherry Street. At this point, those are the only 2 ones that we believe are involved, but you never know where other contacts or sources that are developed can lead us to.
Congratulations to the police department. Switching from news to weather. Well, today saw a mix of sun and clouds. The temperatures hung in the 30s. Let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thank you, Jesse. As we take a look right now at the first look forecast, we're going to continue to watch a little bit drier forecasts over the next few days. But first, going to deal with some more light snowfall in the picture as we go through the next 24 hours. Another cold front making its way out of portions of Canada across the northeast. You can see right now a warm front doing its best to move our way. The heaviest snowfall staying to our north, but still some very chilly temperatures will hang with us tonight. We'll drop back down into the 20s. We'll see a few light snow showers, south wind. It won't be bitterly cold as it has been the past few nights, but still on the chilly side. Highs tomorrow working back up just above freezing. Expect to see cloudy skies, about 34 to 35 for the afternoon hours. We'll continue to pick up some light snow. We don't really expect to see more from this next system both tonight into the daytime tomorrow, with totals only about a ½ to 1.5 inches. Overcast skies as we walk out the door tomorrow morning. We'll see our best chance of seeing some lighter snow during the morning commute, so that's something to be aware of. 25 to 28 degrees between the 8 to 9 a.m. hour. And over the next few days, we're going to hold on to that cloud cover, but see the sunshine returning Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Also watching temperatures coming back up with Sunday's high about 43 degrees. Well, that's it from the First Look Weather Center. Now let's get back to you, Jesse.
Thanks, Brian. Well, it looks like we're headed into some nice weather for the weekend. Back to the news. Well, the Adirondack Health Institute has announced that a promotion of 2 staff members, that's Nancy Gildersleeve and Annette Parisi. Now, they've both been promoted to the roles of executive director for the organization. Mary McLaughlin also joins the Institute as executive director for medical integration. Well, we spoke to Margaret Vosberg. She's a chief executive officer, I hope you're following all this, for the Adirondack Health Institute.
I kind of looked at the external environment and said, okay, I think this is how we can best meet our objectives. So it was really a collaborative practice. It was a collaborative model, and it was driven by the talent within our organization. And as we went through that strategic planning session, and I listened to them present on their projects, it was really apparent that we had amazing people here.
I've interviewed Margaret, and that's quite an organization, I'll tell you. All right, up next, I sit down with Garland Nelson. He's a musician and community organizer. He's here with his daughter, Amani. They're here. They talk about his presentation of Shout It Out. That's a workshop on the tradition of African American music that's happening this weekend at the Dance Flurry Festival at City Center in Saratoga. Plus, I also sit down with Drew Calley. He's a spiritual medium, and he's here to talk about his unique gift and an exciting event that's happening at the Universal Preservation Hall. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. Hey, it's Valentine's Day, so all you lovers, get out there and get something for your loved one. I often thought that they should have a sign in a florist for men. When you go in, you can just look at all the offenses that we commit and figure out what kind of flowers you're supposed to buy for it. And speaking of love, we're going to take you out tonight with a very special thing we did with Garland and Imani, his daughter. In celebration of Black History Month, I asked Garland if there's a spiritual or something that talked about love or whatever, and here it is. I'm not going to say anything more. Tonight on Look TV, it's a Queensbury Town Board meeting. Here's Garland.
Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Ooh, yeah, clap it up, mama. Yeah.